Tommy woke to a loud boom. He ran from his room, down the stairs, and jumped onto the couch. Yellow lights flashed on Tommy's face. His breath marked the glass where his nose was pressed. The street and sidewalk were filled with flashing lights, orange barrels and orange cones, and machines, big machines that belched smoke, and men, big men that matched the barrels. They didn't talk, they only yelled, and waved their arms, and belched smoke like the machines. One machine was the loudest of them all, but not the largest. They called it Jack Hammer. It was gripped by a man that could have had the same name. His jaw was big, his teeth were clenched, eyes hidden under the shade of the warrior's helmet. Sweat flew in every direction from his face as he shook violently, pounding the earth. Only pieces of rock and concrete were left in his wake. Another mechanized creature recklessly scooped the broken pieces and threw them aside without remorse. Tommy watched in wonder. Then alarm seized his face. His brow furrowed, his lip quivered. Only steam remained on the window pane. The pajama-clad boy streaked across the yard, no shoes, heart racing. He skidded to a stop by a row of the orange barrels. Tommy yelled to the men in their machines, but it looked as if he was just moving his mouth. His sound was swallowed up by the noise of the machines. One bubbled gray lava that slid from its belly onto the sidewalk. Another poured hot black ooze into the street. But one remained, more frightening than the rest. The street is where it roamed, a place that was forbidden to Tommy. It was the last piece in this terrifying parade. It had no wheels. It rode on heavy iron drums. Its body was scarred with scratches and gouges from previous battles. It rolled. It grumbled. Slowly, very slowly. Tommy watched a leaf float from the branches of a tall tree. It landed in the machine's path. The steaming black goo held tight. The wind could not free it from the sticky mire. Tommy watched as the iron drum slowly pulled the leaf under its weight. Tommy shuffled to see. His eyes widened, then winced. The green leaf was driven into the black, smooth surface. Steam sifted from its former place. There was no trace it ever existed. It's gone. As pieces of concrete ricocheted from the man's face, he happened to catch a glimpse of Tommy. He removed one gloved hand from its grip and raised it high into the air. With a sudden jerk, he balled a fist and barked into the sky. All of the noise stopped. The machines dropped to a soft rumble, as if they were catching their breath. The machine shook as they inhaled and exhaled. Their headlights and grills appeared as faces. They fixed their gazes. All eyes were on Tommy. A short cigar rolled between the helmeted man's teeth. Smoke leaked from his nostrils as he slowly lurched forward. The metal soldiers stood behind in formation, at attention, awaiting the next order to resume the assault. His eyes glowed like the machines. He moved like them, slow, powerful, as if he were constructed of metal and held together with bolts. Then he spoke. His voice revved like an engine. Tommy coughed twice as smoke rolled into his face. "You can't be here, buddy," he rumbled. Tommy trembled in the man's shadow. He could only muster a whisper back to him. The man leaned closer and shouted, "What? Speak up, son." Tommy squeaked, "You can't." The man squinted and cocked his head. "Can't? Why?" Tommy struggled to find words that expressed his dilemma. "You can't. My friends," Tommy said, pointing. The cigar glowed bright red and crackled. "No kids out here today. It's too dangerous," he grumbled. Suddenly, he uncoiled, thrusting his fists high into the air. Like a lion unleashing its roar, his mouth gaped open. His helmeted head wheeled to the machines as he bellowed. Tommy couldn't understand his charge, but the machines did. They cheered in unison, sounding their battle cry. The anthem of the machines filled the street. Tommy palmed his ears to muffle the noise. Synchronized plumes of black billowed from every machine. The pillars of darkness climbed high above the tallest chimney tops. The tempest swirled together, forming a thick haze that replaced the sky. The sun did not shine on Sycamore Lane that day. There were no colors, only gray.